you're coming into Elmira. There's been a lot of discussion about this arena. What do you want to tell the community, to our viewers right now, about your vision for this space?
Well, Tara, the first thing we'd like to say is that we're not coming with a magic wand. We can't turn a switch and turn all the challenges that have happened in the past into something positive right away. That's why we wanted a 5-year lease, but we will go after it hard immediately, and we're hoping that we're going to have fans and citizens see immediate difference starting in January, February with some events that are coming in that have never come here before. So if they can have a little patience with us, I think the arena will be in better shape a year from now than it is today. 2 years from now, it's going to be better, and that's why we wanted 5 years. And within 3 to 5 years, I think we have an opportunity to make the arena sort of a boutique event center. If you look what's happening in the entertainment industry right now, because of COVID, so many acts were held back from touring, and a lot of the bands that want to tour are smaller bands right now because the bigger arenas are expensive, and the COVID's still playing a role in attendance and stuff. So they're looking for unique venues, and I think we have an opportunity to take the arena in a whole new direction, entertainment-wise.
When we look at that lease, 5 years, but how much are you paying for that space? Is it a yearly basis, a monthly basis? How does the rent work?
Yeah, so the rent works basically $1 a year to start. But with that dollar, we take over all financial responsibility of the arena. And on average, that arena is going to probably cost about a little over $2 million a year to operate. So we're on the hook for $2 million in operational costs and ongoing maintenance. We'd like to freshen up the restrooms. We'd like to freshen up the restaurant areas. We're going to have to buy all new kitchen equipment. And so, the dollar is the start of the lease, but the big commitment is our willingness to take over all the costs of the arena.
We've seen the engineering report. We've seen the estimates, multi-million-dollar to renovate the space. Is that what you are anticipating, to renovate and fix some of those problem spots at First Arena?
If you really break that report down, a lot of those estimates were for long-term renovations or repairs. The immediate needs were probably closer to $500,000 to really get the building. I think the report said that the arena was in satisfactory condition. We recommended about $500,000 in immediate repairs. And to the IDA's credit, they've been marching right down that list, and addressing the roof, addressing the HVAC problems. We're looking at every day they have an IDA person over there. He's going through a punch list with me. So they're addressing those immediate problems. And what we're trying to do with the arena is build a reserve fund to look at the long term. And after about a year of operation, we fully anticipate having a plan that would develop a long-term commitment, both on our part and by the IDA, possibly partners like the city or the state, to maybe put some bigger money into the facility to get it up to today's standards. But the building's in good shape overall.
You've had such expertise at all levels of sports and entertainment. What do you think makes you and your group unique to be able to come to Elmira and the Southern Tier and make this facility successful?
Well, I think our versatility. If you look at the history of the arena and the operators that were in the arena since it began, there was a big focus on minor league hockey. And beyond hockey, there maybe wasn't the depth or the relationship opportunities to put other events in the arena. I think most recently, there were events going in the last couple of years that were a good head start. But when you really dig into the entertainment side, of arena business, it's about relationships, and it's about guaranteeing acts revenue to come in. None of the operators before us were in that position to guarantee money. With Mike Tadros and his relationships in the entertainment business and his willingness, quite honestly, this is Mike's willingness to guarantee acts that come in here. We're going to have people coming in that would normally not come in, and we're hoping that's going to be the big difference.
You're from New York State. You've had ties in Rochester and in Buffalo in sports, but coming into Elmira, we're a very tight-knit region, a very tight-knit county, a tight-knit city. What are you going to do to allow the community to trust you and your group and to encourage them to partner with you?
Well, I think first of all, I'm moving to Elmira. So we're not going to be an absentee operator, absentee owner, absentee landlord. I don't know any other way to operate than to immerse myself in the community and get to know everyone. So, and I have a very open policy on communication, whether it's fans, whether it's media. I think, us being transparent. One of the things that we really hope to do a little differently that, maybe hadn't been done by prior ownership was develop a better relationship with the IDA and the board, because we know we can't run this arena alone. We can't be an island, to make this successful. And so it's us, it's the IDA, it's the corporate Elmira, it's fans coming from outside the region to downtown Elmira. So we need the entire community to support this, and we're willing to take it a step at a time to get to know each other, and hopefully they'll see our intent is pure, and they'll trust us the longer we're here.
With this lease, I understand that it's the main arena, the rec arena. Are there any other facilities that will be included in this lease, or are you planning on any further development in that immediate space?
Right now, our focus is the main arena and the rec arena, but we are actually looking at real estate opportunities for investment for other projects. And I can't go into great detail, but you could maybe do the math a little bit. Mike's a movie producer, and I think he'd like to find a way to produce some movies here in the Elmira area. And everyone thinks we're crazy for saying that, but I think that's his intent. Yeah.
Why Elmira? What brought you here?
That's been asked of me quite a bit, and I'll answer it in a couple different ways. On a business level, so Mike Tadgis and I were looking at arenas all across the country, north and south, east and west, for over a year, and we were looking for a specific set of resources within an arena in a certain style of community. And Elmira was not our first choice, I'll be totally honest. But when we were looking at other options, and then we looked, and when we got the word about Elmira, we started to look into it. I was familiar with the arena because I was in Rochester for so many years, and I was very familiar with the ups and downs of the arena from day one. But I hadn't been in the arena for a while, so when we took a tour of the facility, and the design of the facility was way ahead of its time, quite honestly. So the restaurants, the suites, the rec rink, there was a lot of opportunity within those resources. And then secondly, the ability to operate the entire facility, and knowing that, in a lot of our trips in, we're doing diligence, we're talking to people who live here, and they're all saying the same thing. We sure wish there were more events. We sure wish, we were talking to a waitress last night that drives an hour from Pennsylvania just to work at Olive Garden. I said, where do you go for concerts? Well, I go to Scranton Wilkes-Barre, wow. So, it's been a common theme. Could someone do something with this arena? And if so, I think people would come support it. And so we really feel there's the opportunity there, and it's not just bringing back hockey, which is important, but let's try to bring something that hasn't been here consistently and see how the community reacts.
With hockey, I know the FPHL is on the horizon. Are we going to be seeing the green and black and white of the Enforcers coming back?
I don't see that happening. We've been both negotiating with Mr. Nichols and with the league. We anticipate a brand change, for the team, and we've been digging into sort of the history, of the area, and I think we've come up with a brand that will surprise some people, and I think it's going to be fun. I'll say this: I think it's going to be huge. I'll say that.
Any hints on what it could be?
Not yet. Just as it's huge.
What do you foresee spending in terms of just fan experience, those extra amenities? I know you mentioned restrooms, but obviously concessions. Is there going to be like a pro shop? I know some people with youth hockey, they're familiar with that. What's going to be kind of outside of that immediate
So
indoor?
in the rec rink, we will have a pro shop in there. It may take us a little bit of time to get it outfitted because it's the middle of the season. But we have to have the basic conveniences for the people using that facility. We're really going to be focusing on the restaurants in the facility. Part of our group, Fabrizio, our Michelin star chef, is hoping to come in and do some fun things with the restaurants, and maybe a little different menu, a different look. And the restaurant downstairs where the press conference today, I mean, that's a beautiful space. So, we're exploring the opportunity to have that open 7 days a week, or at least on the weekends. And another member of our group is ICC, International Coliseum Corporation. They're the industry leader in small, mid-sized buildings, where they take buildings that have basic amenities and can find ways to make it look major league, at the minor league level. So that might take us a couple years to get to that point, but we've got a good team of people, focusing on this.
The group that you've assembled is quite impressive. How did you all kind of come together on this deal in order to move forward?
Yeah, so it's individual friendships that sort of intertwine for this project. And when I started to speak with Joe Roman and Dave Sheen about the needs for the facility and what's not worked in the past, one thing became abundantly clear that we need an entertainment component as part of this. Mike and I were looking at a couple different options of different entertainment venues. I was surprised on how open and excited he was about Elmira. And then Dave McPherson, who was with International Coliseum Group, we go back, we're sort of warhorse veterans in the sports world. So we've been friends for many, many years. And we were working on a project down in Orlando, Florida, of a brand new arena down there. So when we made our first visit to Elmira, I said, Mac, you got to come up and see this place. I think, your brain's going to light up, with opportunities here. And so he came in and saw it and said, I'd love to be part of this. And so we've sort of pieced it together. And we pieced it together specifically to attack the challenges here in Elmira.
What other projects is this company involved in, or are you and your partners involved in? I'm just trying to get a sense of, you're moving to Elmira,
Yep.
but the investment into this community. I'm trying to get a sense of that.
Sure. Well, I think we talked about the press conference today. Going in the door, it's probably going to cost us between purchasing the sports teams, both the hockey team, hopefully either a lacrosse or soccer team for next year. The improvements, in the arena just to get it operating, going to be no less than $300,000 on the way in. It could be, it's never cheaper. It's always more expensive, right? So it could be as much as $500,000 within the first year of operation. Mike Tadros is a very creative guy. He, I think, has a certain vision for the building. So that may just be the beginning of our investment. And we're looking at real estate also up and down Main Street. He's got another project in mind that might entail apartments and maybe a restaurant. And we've got some parcels we're looking out, further out near Horseheads in the airport area. So we're hoping this is just the beginning, but we want to make no mistake. This is our focus. Our focus is on this building. And if we can do some ancillary things around it to enhance it, we will. But we're clearly focused on improving the arena.
Opening an arena mid-season is a challenge in and of itself.
Crazy.
What are your goals? What's the goal for this first 6 months or first calendar year, I suppose? Well,
number one, we didn't want to wait till next season to open it. If we were being totally honest, and we were a little bit today, a national operator would probably say, I'm happy to do this, but let's get started in June, July, and wind it up for next fall. We'll keep the rec rink closed until next fall. But when you come downtown and you see the building leaves when it's empty and it's dark, if we're going to join the community, we felt it was worth the risk to find a way to get it open as quickly as possible. And so I think our goal right now is to get the arena open, and when fans come in for the first event or two, hopefully they'll see an immediate difference, whether it's a little bit shinier, whether it's maybe some more friendly people, whether it's some nuances they haven't seen yet, or if they're just happy to be back. That's our number one goal, is to get the thing open. And we really want to get open skating at the rec rink open for the holidays, for the families when the kids are out of school. And then, we're going to really work on the customer experience and entertainment when you're in. And I think the exciting thing will be if we can bring events, and we will, to the arena this year that they haven't seen either ever or quite some time. I think that's going to turn people's heads and bring new people down to the arena that maybe don't come often. So we're hoping to open up a whole new customer base for the facility, and for the ones who are always there and are loyal, we're hoping it's going to be a fun place to go back to.
Starting a business venture, it always has ups and downs. What gives you the butterflies, the excitement? What keeps you up at night, makes you a little bit nervous?
I didn't sleep last night because the reality of what we have to do in a short period of time, we're going to be going 24/7. And, but we knew that was what we're going to be facing if we want to get the building open so soon. In a different environment, so we take our business very seriously. In a different setting, we wouldn't have done this so soon. We would have waited. But we looked at the risks versus reward, and really most importantly, we were thinking of the community. We've got to find a way to get this building open this year, not have it sit dark for a year. Because the other thing too is if it sits dark for a year, who knows what else can go wrong with it. Buildings are meant to be used. So so what scares me or just keeps me up at night is we've got a big task ahead of us here, just to get the building open. We've got a big task ahead of us here to get open skating, underway, and we're going to die trying to get that thing open as quickly as possible because we want families to enjoy the holidays, downtown at the arena.
You're a New Yorker. You have your resume in sports and in entertainment goes on and on. Being a founding member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, who by the way, have won multiple Stanley Cups, the Amerks, the Sabres. We look at your resume, we know the qualifications, but on a personal level, what's your final message here for the Elmira community?
Well, this is a passion project for me. It's certainly a business opportunity, but I've got family here in Elmira, I've got family close by, I've got family in Rochester. This brings me closer to home, to our family, and I've seen my own family and the disappointment in their eyes that the arena has been closed. We've got kids and the teenagers, and so this is a labor of love for me. I think Mike is excited, and it's a business opportunity, and to bring the entertainment here, he wants to show the world he can do it. For me, it's passion and pride.
Anything else that you want to add that I didn't mention, or something that you feel is important to touch on?
No, I just really hope that the community understands the undertaking we have here. We're going to stub our toe, here and there when we first opened, because it's tough to staff right now. It's tough to do things in a hurry. And so, once we get open, I hope the people coming out to the facility will be a little patient with us, and I'll take any complaints, right to firsthand. But hopefully they understand how hard we're working to do this, and they'll enjoy it and give us some room to improve.